So what I want to talk about in this video is the solution if you're currently running ads right now and you're getting a lot of clicks, but no one is either like opting in or buying your product afterwards. And believe it or not, this is one of the most common things that I see across people's ad accounts. And I believe, has come from basically this teaching or this mindset around advertising that I think is just completely wrong. So a lot of people in a lot of the books and a lot of courses will be like, the only purpose of the ad is to get the click. And then obviously after they click, then it's the funnel or the website or that marketing process's job to convert it into a sale. And for me, that is the worst mindset that you can have as an advertiser or a media buyer. And in this video, I'm going to explain why, because a lot of people will be like, oh, like a lot of people are clicking but not buying. It must be to do with the targeting or the placement. So they'll start tweaking all of this shit inside of the ads manager and none of it will work. I guarantee you right now, most of the problems that you're experiencing inside of the ads manager, the solution to those problems lie outside of the ads manager. It's not about testing different ads. It's not about switching targeting. It's not tweaking some of the campaign structures, right? It is about understanding the entire marketing process as a whole and how everything works together. So let me explain. Number one of the biggest reasons why your ads are probably getting clicks but no sales is because of congruency, right? So how congruent is the ad to what they see after they see the ad? So for example, and it can be like a little thing. So an extreme example is obviously if your ad says, hey, we help women lose weight, right? They click the ad and then on the landing page, it talks about how they help men put on muscle, okay? Stupid, obvious example, but I just wanted to kind of iterate the point. So if there's a lack of congruency between the messaging in the ad and what they see on the landing page, that is causing that conflict. Whereas the ad resonated with the people, therefore they clicked, but whatever they see afterwards has different messaging, it's not congruent, and it doesn't resonate, and therefore they click off. But there is more subtle like examples of this. So for example, like your ad, let's just keep with like the weight loss example. Let's just say like the ad is talking about how you have like one ad that talks about the angle of like, hey, if you lose weight, you'll have like more energy, you'll be happier, you'll wake up in the morning with more enthusiasm for life, right? That could be like an angle or a marketing angle. Then they click the ad and on the page it's talking about lose weight, burn belly fat, look good on holiday, get ready for summer. You can see there that you could still be targeting the same person. Let's just say, for example, you were targeting women or like busy mums, for example, right? Both of those could be right? The busy mum could benefit from having more energy, but also the busy mum could also want to look good on holiday and lose fat. But the messaging is different. So if the busy mum clicks on the ad that's talking about having more energy so they can, spend more quality time with their family, with their kids, and then they go on the page and it's like all about losing fat and more like vanity stuff, then they're going to click on the ad and be like, oh, it's for that type of busy mom, it's not for me. And they're going to click off. So even like subtle differences in messaging like that can cause people to click and then not buy or not opt in. Now it's difficult as advertisers because you want to test different marketing angles, right? Like you want to test, does more energy for the kid, losing weight, getting holiday ready, looking sexier, whatever it is, right? Like you want to test those angles to see which one resonates most. So what we like to do in the beginning anyway, which could be a potential solution for you if you're struggling with that, is we try and make the landing page a bit more general, I would say. This is specifically if it's like an opt-in page. If it's a longer form sales page, then it might be a little bit different. But the opt-in page, for example, might be a bit bland. So it might just focus on like generally like lose weight. We don't go very specific on the outcome or the benefit of the outcome, right? The outcome is lose weight, but like the benefit is, more energy, et cetera, et cetera. And then what we'll do, we'll have a general landing page. And then in our ads, we will test all of the different angles, similar to what I talked about just a second ago. And then we'll assess the data. And maybe the landing page won't convert as well as it could do, but we're making it more general, going to convert a little bit less, but at least it's still congruent to lots of different marketing angles that are in the ads. And only when we get the initial feedback from the ad data and we're like, oh, this angle is working the best, then we will then change the messaging on the landing page to match that angle and to be congruent. And we'll probably then create and launch more ads focusing on that main marketing angle as a winner. Because it's not realistic in the beginning to have like 10 different marketing angles and then have 10 different landing pages. It's just going to be a fucking nightmare to manage. So that's how like we fix that problem. So that's number one, congruency. Number two is expectations. So a few years ago, we were basically running ads for a client, and our media buyer at the time, he was like, oh, I've seen these like meme ads doing well, right? You would have seen them. They still get used today, but maybe like 2 years ago it was a bit more popular. But it was like different meme ads, and like, we were creating like memes for the ad creative. And they were supposedly working well for our competitors. So we created them, we launched them. And my gosh, like you got the cheapest like cost per click ever. But people weren't really expecting when they were clicking that to be sold to, because it was more like just like a funny, humorous meme. So the quality of the people that were clicking wasn't really high. And like they were clicking because it was kind of like funny or interesting, as opposed to like having any intention to become a customer. So what happens was we were getting like more than half the cost per click versus the other ads, a load of traffic to the sales page and the funnel, but they were all like not serious buyers, or they weren't qualified. So like sometimes we can get caught up in that, oh, the only purpose of the ad is to get the click, and we'll create ads that are like meme-ish or like super clickbaity. And then when they actually go to the funnel, they're like, oh no, this is not what I thought it was to be. So like meme ads are really bad for that, where like you'll get cheap clicks, but you're not going to get serious buyers. Or like another thing is like people will try and make their ads like super hypey and super clickbaity. So it'll be like, come and learn like my new 4-step secret for getting, this end result, right? They'll try and like really hype it up. Or they'll be like, oh, this new way to get clients from social media, brand new way that no one's ever heard of before. And then you click through because you're interested. And then you realize it's like a 15-minute VSL that's talking about running ads to get clients. And you're just like, fucking dude, like this isn't brand new. So the expectations didn't match. I clicked the ad expecting to see something brand new that I've never heard of before. And then when I consume the content, it's the same spiel that every other coach is frigging pushing on the newsfeed. So again, if you're, and people in the ad is like, oh, opt in for our free 50-minute training where I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to, earn this much money, how to sign this many clients, how to do this thing. Then all right, it's a pretty good offer. You click through, you opt in. And again, it's just a 50-minute video that gives like no specifics, and it's just high level. And it's like, oh, if you want to learn how to do this, book a call with my team. And you're just like, fucking dude, in the ad, you said you were going to walk me through step by step exactly how to do it. And then in the actual content, you didn't do that. So you didn't deliver on your promise. So again, that difference in expectations is huge. And that's what's causing people to click, but not buy, because you've broke trust. If you've promised them something in the ad and you don't deliver that, then they're not going to, if they can't even trust you to deliver on your free stuff, then they ain't going to pay you for your paid, right? They're not going to trust you to deliver on the paid. So we can get caught up in like having to make these big promises or like make something sound like super appealing, where we're like, oh, I'm going to show you exactly this new brand new thing. And then it's just the same fucking regurgitated script you bought from Sam Ovens or something like that, So that's like a huge one, the expectation. Sometimes it's better to promise less in the ad and at least deliver on that promise in the, the VSL or the funnel or whatever it is, Because at least then you create trust of like, okay, they promised this thing and they did that thing. So therefore they are someone who I can trust to deliver on their word. But most people go the opposite route, super hypey, super clickbaity. And then what they actually provide them on the next page is BS. Then the third and final thing is the right messaging, right? So you can, your expectations can be met. You can be congruent with your ad and your landing page or your funnel. But if the messaging isn't right, then, it's not going to work and convert. So you need to ensure that you do understand your customer on an extremely deep level. And it's not just like some surface level fluff. So let's just say like for the weight loss example, there are multiple different motivations for a woman wanting to, lose weight, right? And you need to understand which are the key drivers of your individual audience. So you might assume that, she wants to, feel more confident, right? And that's probably true for some people, but it might not be like the biggest driver. But what we do as like marketers or people in this space is that we can almost have our own biases on what we believe the customer is thinking. And then we just assume that and put that into our copy. So I might be like, no, yeah, women do want to feel more confident in their own body. So that's the main messaging in the ad. But it might not be the case. Just because I think that that's true doesn't mean that it is. Or maybe like a more relevant one would be like, if I'm like, I go to the gym, right, work out, whatever, and maybe I'm selling a coaching program teaching men how to like work out and get in good shape. I might be like, because maybe I was at school, I was unconfident, so therefore I went to the gym to gain confidence. That was my experience, and therefore there's definitely going to be, a big percentage of people out there that feel the same way. But maybe it's not that. Maybe it was, men wanted to put on muscle to improve the performance in their sport. Maybe it was to get girls or whatever the motivations are. Just because I had an experience of that, or just because I have my own thoughts on why someone would want to do something, doesn't mean that it's true, right? For the woman, you might think that it might be confidence, or it could be to go on holiday and look good in a bikini or whatever it is. But that might not be the case. Maybe they feel self-conscious when they're giving a presentation at work because everyone's looking at them and they don't feel confident in the clothes that they're wearing. Maybe they just want to fucking, be able to have sex with their partner without being self-conscious and turning the light off before they get undressed because they don't feel confident in their own body, right? You've got to get really deep and understand the key driving forces. Very rarely is like just having a surface level of, hey, come and lose weight. It's not really enough. And sometimes we put our own biases on what we believe that to be. So those are the three biggest things. Number one, make sure you have the right messaging. Number two, make sure that the congruency is there between the messaging in the ad and the messaging in the funnel. And number three, don't overhype anything and make sure that everything you say in the ad is fulfilled on. And that's it. If you do those three things, I'm pretty sure you will solve the problem of, cheap cost per click, but high CPA, because it doesn't matter how many clicks your ads are getting. If no one buys, then it doesn't matter. So hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.